Hey everyone, Eggman here with another video. Today we've got just kind of like the odds and ends. On Friday, Bandai just I think updated this list for all the red blue cards and mono red mono blue cards. So we're just gonna go through the ones that didn't get their own low spotlight. There are quite a few of them. We're just gonna go through them as kind of willy nilly as well. But let's start with. So first, I think this is the first one we haven't seen yet, which is a meta cooler. So this is a meta cooler Frieza clan. When this card attacks, choose up to one Frieza clan with an energy cost 2 or less from your drop area and play it with its skills negated for duration of the turn. So this seems not so it's a 3-drop, which seems kind of bad. But so here's the whole thing with this. So if we type in meta cooler. So if you get this big boy out, so when you play this card or when it attacks, if big Getty stars under it, choose up to 2 meta cooler from your deck or from your drop area and play them. So the idea with this is that you can do this. So you play this guy, you get 2 of these guys out, and then when you play this guy, when this card attacks, you choose 1 Frieza clan with any cost 2 or less from your drop area and play it with the skills negated. So yeah, you're able to just like swarm the field with a bunch of bodies. So like this summons. You summon 2 of these, and each one of these summon 1 guy, and then when you attack again, you summon more. So like there's some good recursion there, and so it seems kind of nice. But I mean, it's still a turn 4 play, right? And you have to, this can still like be denied of hope, and then you're not doing anything. So we'll see if any of that's good. But there's at least like some sort of semblance of a plan there. So. There's that. I don't think this card was looked at, so we're going to talk about it. If your leader card is red, this card gains critical and can't be attacked by your opponent's cards. That's crazy. And if you have blue energy, when this card is removed from your battle area by opponent's skills, choose up to 1 of your energy and switch to active mode. So this is like just a really annoying 15k. So one, you can just keep swinging with it every turn, and your opponent can't like attack into it. Like the only thing they can do is they can like switch to rest mode, or like even if they KO it with something, you get an energy back too. So this is like technically a 1 energy 15k crit that just stays here. Also, you can have as many of these out as you want as well. So this seems like a really annoying card. I'm not sure if it's going to be any good, but it does seem like it's going to be kind of annoying. Yeah, I guess I think the only way you can really get rid of this is if you give it like minus 15k and go from there. So. It seems like a good card, and we'll see how it goes. Next up is Son Gohan Swift Reinforcements. So permanent, if you have 4 more extra cards in your drop area, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 3. And then permanent, this card can attack leader cards. This card can attack battle cards in active mode. So this is a really nice card for, I think, Prison Frieza. Since it's a 4-drop, but if you meet its condition, you can make this a 1-drop. So it's a 1-drop 20k that can get rid of put pressure on cards that your opponent. That are really hard to get rid of, like stuff with barrier and stuff, and it's 20k, and you can just like attack things in active mode. So I think this is a good Prison Frieza card, and yeah, that's about it for him. Like otherwise, he's all right, but because he also has like some Universe 7 tags and stuff, but he's okay. I think he's okay because I bet he works well in like the new blue-red extra card archetype as well. But immediately this shouted Prison Frieza for me. Next up, Super Saiyan Vegeta Blast Barrage. So counter attack, negate the attack and play this card. If you have 4 more extra cards in your drop area and it's your opponent's turn, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 2. So it's a 1-drop. And then if it's your opponent's turn, when you play this card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, gets minus 5k power for duration of the turn. So this works well immediately with Cooler. Yeah, because let's see, when the power of 1 of your opponent's battle cards is decreased, they mill 1, and then also if your opponent's turn, when the power of 1 of your opponent's cards is decreased. By a skill of 1 of your battle cards, draw 1. So that can proc that. The only thing is that you have to like this. I don't think this deck is like known for putting a bunch of like extra cards into your drop area very quickly, at least. So that's something to think about. But I don't think it's necessarily bad. Otherwise, like outside of that, you can't play this in Prison Frieza because it's a 3-drop. At least not with the traditional leader. But I mean, if there's some archetypes with it that don't use that leader, I could see this being kind of good in that as well. And like this could be really good in Pan though. Not that Pan like puts like a lot of extra cards in there, but like this is a 15k you can play for 1 in your opponent's turn, so you get to draw 1 and this card out for 1. So that's kind of nice. Tian Shinhan Spirit Vanisher, active main, choose 2 red or blue extra cards in your hand, place in the drop area. You can play this card from your hand, and when you play this card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, gets minus 20k power for duration of the turn. This card's not too bad. I mean, it's you have to drop. You're going -2 for it, but being able to just pop one of your opponent's cards, ignoring barrier without paying any energy is super nice. So I think this card's okay. And we'll just really see how it goes from there. Like if being -2 is such a big thing, but it looks like the red blue extra card archetype is really good at like just putting cards in the drop area. So we'll see. And like immediately, like if you're playing like a dormant legend deck, like if you have extra dormant legends in your hand, this is really good for like popping those and then also getting like an added bonus for it. So maybe you could get some use from there as well. Android 17 Spirit Vanisher. So similar thing. Choose 2 red or blue extra cards in your hand. Place them in drop. Play this card from your hand. And when this card is KO'd or KOs an opponent's battle card, choose up to 1 red or blue extra card, red or blue multicolor extra card from your drop area or warp and add it to your hand. So like this only goes like -1 if like at the idea of like when it's KO'd. But also if like they have like a really like weak thing in rest mode, you can just play this for free, swing into it, make your opponent like have to get rid of cards to stop the attack, and if it KOs something, you get the card back. So this card can get like its value back if you just KO one thing with it. So that's really nice. Just getting it like a free 15k out. Once again, this would be really good in Pan because you just play a free 15k and you can do this on turn 1 if you need to. So like if you charge like a red blue card and you play this for free and you still get your draw, that's all seems really nice. But yes, really interesting cards. We don't really have a lot of go minus to play cards. We usually have it in like take life and stuff. So very interesting there. Full power Frost. This card's a big 30k, but it has some synergy. I'm going to start with this 1-drop. So Frost Before the Storm. So one thing to know also, all these Frost cards are Frieza Clan. In case you weren't aware, I wasn't super aware. I was surprised last time I saw this, but. So there are cards that synergize with Frieza Clan, so Frost can be part of that. So activate once per turn for 1 red, draw 1 card, so not too bad. Just a continual draw. And then when this card is removed from a battle area by an opponent's skill, choose up to 1 Chaos Beam Frost from your deck or hand, play it, then shuffle your deck if you look through it. So the big thing about it is, as far as I'm aware, if you give something minus attack, so if we get to 0 power, then it doesn't get it's removed from battle area, and there are just these are running wild right now. They just printed so many things that give -5k or more, and so it's going to be really hard to do this, and it's by specifically an opponent's skill too. So that's kind of bad that like you can just play this and then your opponent can just get rid of it really easily. But if they do that and they just get rid of it with a skill, we get the Chaos Beam Frost. I think this one's a bit better. So activating once per turn, choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards that's -5. Like for example, like you can just play this Chaos Beam Frost, pop it, and then it doesn't get its ability. So, but when this card is removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill, choose up to 1 of your full power Frost from your deck or hand, play it, then shuffle your deck. So you get this big 30k if they get rid of it. So I think this one is good because what was it for 2 energy? For 2 energy, this is a 4k that draws 1 and then can continually do this. For 2 energy, this is a -5k that you can do once per turn every turn, which also is really good in like the cooler archetype as well, because you can just continually have give -5ks to things, and it's being 15k, it's a bit hard to get rid of, so you can just play this, pop give -5k every turn. In worst case, this is just like a free combo card, so it's like almost the same as drawing a card from that kind of sense too. So this card's good. Maybe run like 1 or 2 of these because it's from your deck or hand. So maybe run 1 or 2 of these if you play this, but I don't think this 1-drop's really good. Sisug, this we already talked about, but I really like that card. Thought I was finished. So activate if your leader cards Frieza Clan. Choose one of your opponent's battle cards, gets -15k power for duration of the turn. I feel like we have what's the analog to this? So we have we've got like these like Gallic Cannon. So it's like a Gallic Cannon that's for Frieza Clan. That's not counterplay. Transcendent Psych. Like I don't know. I feel like this card is better than Frieza Clan. The only reason that this one would be better is if you're running cooler, right? But like Transcendent Strike, I think does more for the 1 energy. I think this is just you gotta use it for Frieza Clan. So I don't know why they restricted it to a Frieza Clan card. I mean, I guess maybe there's like some yellow stuff you'd want to do this like for yellow red leaders, but like I don't know. I think it's okay. I'm just not like super. Like it's something we've really seen before. I don't know if you've seen this card, but we're going to talk about it because this is great. When this card is played, when the battle card is played, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards to get minus 5k power duration of the turn. So obviously this is great for cooler, so you can disrupt 2 things, and then also so this is like essentially you can get it to be a plus 10k combo power. So if they're going to swing with 2 things, you give it minus 5k, and then so this is the same thing as like a 1-drop combo card, but you're also able to mill 2 cards when you do this as well, and just really desensitize your opponent from de-incentivize your opponent from playing battle cards. So that's good. It kind of reminds me of what paralysis technique, but it's instead of this gives it to all of your opponent's battle cards, and this is counterattack. But I think this card's good in like early game. You can just like pop things that are being played as well. Also, it says when the battle card is played. So this would be counter window 2. So this does not get around barrier, or deflect. Yeah, so barrier and deflect can't be affected by this. So that's a little bit rough, but I think it's okay. All right, moving to the blue cards. Frieza Unending Onslaught. So active battle for 1 blue. Choose 1 red or blue Frieza clan card in your battle area other than this card, and return to the other's hand. Play this card from your hand. So you get to. It's kind of like a swap in itself. And then for auto, choose 1 card in your hand, place it in your drop area. When you play this card, choose 1 red or blue Frieza clan from your drop area, and add, with energy cost 5 or less, and add it to your hand. So this reminds me of kind of like a swap in so if there's like a variant of swap where you just like get in a bunch of attacks and you swap it in that stuff. This Frieza Unending Onslaught would be a really good target for that. Let me see real quick. So if we look at Frieza instead of that battle cards, there's the new 2-drop from this. Let me see. Yeah, this one. So let's see. Okay, so for blue, if your opponent has 3 more energy, choose 1. Let's see. Yeah, so for active main for 1 blue, if your opponent has 3 or more energy and you choose 1 red or blue Frieza card with energy cost of 3 in your battle area, this card in your drop area, and send them both to their owner's warp. Choose up to 1 red Frieza card. So there's a lot of synergy with this guy. I don't know how you get it. I guess it's just like from the new champion pack. I don't know which pack from events it is, but the idea is that you can have this. So if your opponent has 3 or more energy and you choose 1 of your red or blue Frieza cards with a cost of 3 in your battle area, so it's this guy. So you can get this out for 1, and then for another 1. Let's see. Yeah, so you can send it out, and then I mean like this 2-drop can already play this card. But you just have to get it out, right? So if you have if you have a red or blue, so you can, for 1 energy you play, let's see, I guess it's just like more swapping stuff, but like for 1 energy, where's the 1-drop there? Okay, so you play this for 1. This can swap into the 2 already, but you can instead just plop into the 3-drop into your hand, swing with it, and then you can use 1 more blue energy for this guy, send the 3-drop in this card from your drop area to your warp, and then play a 5-drop Frieza, which you'll have in your hand because you can use this card to get a 5-drop into your hand. So then you can go into either the Final Showdown or the new red-blue one, which I think is okay. This is Frieza Clan, so you can go into this one or the full power Frieza. So that just says like a lot of synergy there, a lot of swap mechanics. So it's a good combo play. So if there's no disruption, it can be really powerful. Long story short, this can probably be good in like more aggressive swap variants, but we'll see how it goes. Did we ever talk about this card? Active battle for 1 blue, choose 1 red or blue Frieza Clan card in your battle area. Then this return to your hand. You can play this. When this card is attacked or is attacked, choose 1. Okay, I think we already talked about this card, but there's that. I don't know if we talked about this one. So when this card is removed from your battle area by an opponent's guild, choose up to 1 Frieza Clan in your hand with energy cost of 3 or less and play it. So that's really nice. Unfortunately, once again, if you give it this minus 5k power, I don't think this procs. Then active battle once per turn for 3. This card gets plus 6k power for duration or for each power. Or this card gets plus 6k power for each of your entered cards in your energy and triple strike for the duration of the battle. So this is active battle, super nice. And let's say you have 3 cards, so you get minus plus 18. So it's a 22 power triple strike on turn 3. So it's all right. It's just, I don't know. It seems like too much stuff to set up, but maybe there's some reason for it. Ultra Instinct Goku Battle Mastery. So auto when you play this card from your hand, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, choose up to one multicolor extra card among them, add to your hand, then place the remaining cards at the top or bottom of your deck in any order. This is great for setting extra cards on top of your deck because a lot of the multicolor extra cards, like you peek at the top card, and if it's an extra card, you can put it into your hand. So this is like a good for to set up like a draw 2 for 2, and then also when this card's KO'd or removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill, choose the one multicolor extra card in your drop area, add it to your hand. So this can go like +1, or what, +2 technically ish. So this seems good. It's like a 2-drop. You gotta invest though. So but it's a 2-drop, 15k. It's also Goku Universe 7 and all that. So there's probably a lot of synergies as well. But there's that. We already talked about this card. That one's really good. Krillin Battle Mastery. So when you play this card, look at the top 7 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to one We Are Universe 7, which is the red one that looks for anything. Tournament Power Arena are red. Blue multicolor extra card, add them to your hand, then shuffle your deck. I wish this let you rearrange it, but I guess it'd be broken if you could just put anything up there off the top 7. Or not broken, but it's just really unfair. So there's that. And I thought like, oh, cool, you can get Tournament Power Arena. That's really nice to make sure you see it turn 1. But I don't know. I'll tell you in a minute. So Piccolo Namekian lineage. So I think we talked about this one already, but it can become a 1-drop blocker, and then it can go +1 when it's KO'd. It's just KO'd in general too, so it can be by your own stuff. Not that you really do that with these leaders, but there we go. Master Roshi pack filler, and oh look, this is what I'm going to get from my pre-release pack. In case you were wondering. All right, Android 18 Steadfast Technique. So you choose one extra card from your hand and place in your drop area. When you come with this card, it gets +6 save power for the duration of the turn. I think this card's good in general. Being able to, we don't really have a lot of cards that say, dump cards from your hand to add more extra. I mean, that's the idea for a lot of cards, right? You just combo with more cards to do it, but we don't have like, a lot of discard a card for your hand, give this more combo power, but I think this is good. This is good for getting extra cards there. It's also not limited to any colors. So this could be used in any deck. Dormant Legend is like immediately, whenever I'm thinking about extra cards, Dormant Legend's the first to think about always, but I think that, obviously it's for the blue-red extra card Universe 7 one. Majin Buu, Innocent Trickster. This card's interesting. So if your leader card is blue, you place this card in its owner's drop area. When one of your opponent's attacks, negate the attack. And then, so this is like really good for like setting up attacks for later. Like you can just plop this down as a 2-drop. And if you have red energy, when this card is removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill, draw 2 cards. So that's really nice. Also, it's Majin Buu. Does that, interesting. Okay. All right. The gears are turning right now. We're live. Majin Buu. All right, so this 5-drop, oh, okay, it's a red Majin Buu. Okay, never mind, we're done. All right, because I was thinking, okay, you can get this out with assembling the squad, because you can do that for free, and then if you have red energy, you can use this, and then, so if your opponent gets rid of this, you draw 2, which is nice, or if it stays there, you can go into the whole chain and do that, but you can't do that, but, we're getting a bunch of these things that just, remove from battle area, and, like, your opponent is really desensitized from de-incentivized. Jeez, I need to do that word right. But yeah, I don't know. This card seems all right. The fact that it has something else you can do is nice. Like setting up for 2 energy for negate later is nice. But I don't know. It just seems kind of fragile. Without Barry, this card seems kind of fragile. But then you also kind of want the card. I don't know. It's weird. Okay, so Whi's Tournament Spectator. When you play this card, choose up to 1 tournament power from your deck, add it to your hand, and shuffle your deck. So this is why, like, I think this Krillin's alright, but I think the most important thing is finding this tournament power arena. I think that card's really good. And here, we'll look at it real quick, just to... So, if you don't remember, so if your leader card is Universe 7, negate the energy exhaust of your red-blue multicolored cards in all areas, which is really nice because you're going to have a bunch of extra cards in your hand that are red-blue, so being able to just put them in your energy is super good. And then also, if your leader card is Universe 7, you switch this card to rest mode, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, and place them in the top and bottom of your deck in any order. So you're just able to fix your draws, and just, like, this card can be really insane, making sure your deck is really consistent and everything like that, and plays really well. So being able to play this on turn 1 or 2 is great. So, I think Whis is great for doing that, and Krillin is also good at doing that a little bit, but I think you'd rather just run like 4 Whis and like 2 of the arena, maybe 3 if you're worried about them being in your, probably 3 just because, too many could be in your life, but Yeah, like a 3-3 split. I think that's better than running the Krillin, which can whiff for it. And then I mean, like this Krillin is better late game, obviously, but I think you have better options for doing that. Okay, Kale Universe 6 Protector. So yeah, we got another Universe 6 Kale thing, and this kind of synergizes well with the new Surge Leader. But yeah, so when you play this card, choose up to one Khalifa or Kaba from your battle area, which can cost 2 or less, and return it to your hand. So like you can do this. This isn't a requirement, so you can just play this and it just comes there, and you don't have to like pop anything back to your hand. If you want to, you can, but you don't have to. And active battle once per turn for 1. This card gets plus 5k power and critical duration of the turn. So like this is, I mean, amazing turn 1 with the Khalifa deck because you can just, or what is it, Kefla deck. So you can just play this for turn 1 and then you can swing with it and you can proc 1 and you have a 20k crit and then they can't do anything about it. And this active battle, so you can do it on either turn. So if they're swinging into it and they're trying to get rid of it, you can just for 1 energy get the plus 5k boost in there. So this card's nice. We'll see how it goes from there. I think we talked about these cards already. All right, cool. So we got a red blue Surge Goku leader. This is like the first Surge card from the set that they talked about, which is besides like the extra from the expert deck. But so yeah, so Son Goku Saiyan Universe 7. When this card is in battle, choose 1 extra card in your hand, place in your drop area. Choose up to 1 card in your life, add to your hand, draw 1. Then this card gets plus 5k power, and it's the skill negated for the duration of the battle. But this is just for the battle as well. So that's good. So the weird thing about this is that you don't get any like so like you get some card drop, but you have to take life to do it. So that feels kind of bad, but just being able to like ramp up putting extra cards in your drop area is really nice. And then Surge, choose up to 1 red card and 1 blue card in your hand. Place them on your cards. You may draw 3 cards and choose 1 card in your hand. You switch it active and flip this card over. And then on the Awakened side, so active main battle. If your life is at 5 or less, and you choose 1 card under this card, choose 1. So if you have a Universe 7 card in play, draw 1 card, then your opponent reveals their hand. Choose up to 1 extra card or battle card with 35k power or less from it and place it in the drop area. So being able to just like rip negates and stuff from their hand is amazing. Like just looking at your opponent's hand is already so much information because you know what they can do against you, and then you can play. You can see what the right play is from there. So that's really nice. Or you can choose up to 3 multicolor extra cards with different names in your drop area and/or warp and add them to your hand. So that's great. So they're not going to be doing anything immediately in your hand, but we'll talk about this. Like just being able to get them to your hand is great with this card. So that's super nice. Let's see. We already talked about full power Frieza. We already talked about this guy. All right, last page. This guy. Okay, so this is the big card. So 6-drop Ultra Instinct Son Goku Energy Explosion. So I don't think you can cheat this out. I don't believe you can. You can play it. You have to play it outright. I'm 99% sure. If I'm wrong, let me know. Just tell me know if I'm wrong. But you have to play this for 6 energy, which kind of sucks. But it has Invoker, which is great. And then also choose 3 of your energy and place them in their owner's drop area. When you play this card from your hand, choose up to 3 cards in your drop area, negate their energy exhaust, and play them in your energy. So that's great. And then also auto once per turn. When one of your cards deals damage to your opponent, deal 1 additional damage to your opponent. So this is just like once per turn. And I don't know. Okay. I don't know if you just like swing and then you like do like if I don't know if this counts for battle, right? I don't know if battle is technically one of your cards dealing damage to your opponent or not, but I mean just in general, just being able to like proc 1 extra damage is nice. But the other thing is, yeah, you get to refresh 3 of your energy for free, right? And it's not untapping stuff; it's placing new ones. So you can get around like Borgos and like Whis, like the 1-drops that stop you from untapping. This is not untapping. This is you just getting fresh energy, which is super nice. And then yeah, so that's cool. And then if you look at, we're gonna skip down to. All right, so the card you obviously synergize with is Catastrophic Blow, which has already been announced, but if you have red, blue, multicolor Son Goku card in play, are there no battle cards in your battle area, deal 1 damage to your opponent. So like the Wombo combo you can do with this is that you can play this, deal 1 damage, then Goku will do an extra damage. Like, so you only have to use 1 red, blue energy for this because it's Invoker says when paying the energy cost of a red blue multicolored card extra card, you can switch one red blue multicolored card to rest mode instead. So you just ping them for one, and then you ping them for another one from this Goku, and then if you have two of these in your drop, if you have one more in your drop area or something, you can use the Surge Leader to add. Let's see. Yeah. So you can use the Surge Leader. So you choose up to 3 extra cards with different names. Oh, okay, different names in your drop area, or warp them to your hand. So you'd have to have one more somewhere, but you can just add one more. So you can do 3 damage immediately just with those 2 cards. And if you have any extra in your hand, that'd be fantastic for that. There's something else. So yeah, so this also has send this card from your drop here to your warp, look at top card of your deck. If it's a multicolored extra card, you may add it to your hand, otherwise place it on top of your deck. So you can also use the tournament. Geez, this is the end of the video. You can tell I'm not talking very well. So if you can set up the top 3 to have another one up there, and then you can warp it, and then this card doesn't matter if it's in the warp or not. It's just drop area or warp, so you can add it back even though you warped it. I'm probably just talking a lot about how this works, but essentially it's like a combo where you can just do a lot of damage that your opponent can't do anything about, unless they negate these, unless they cold bloodless this straight out, then you just lose because you also tapped out and you don't get your 3 energy back. But I'm actually kind of surprised this doesn't have deflect, but I'm also very okay with that. So all right, so that's enough about this card. This card seems pretty good. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, it's very, very specific on coloring. All right, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta Inspire Technique. So this is a Barrier Deflect Energy Exhaust Invoker. So this one, I think, is if you're really worried about this being blown up, this is strictly better than Golden Frieza. The big thing about Golden Frieza though is you can swap into it because it's a red Frieza, so you can swap into it from a 2-drop into a 3-drop with it. And can you also let me see real quick. If you look at the 2-drop red Frieza from, let me see. All right, this guy. All right, so this guy can just strictly go into the red blue Frieza, as well as just the regular swap engine stuff. This guy can go and do it as well. But yeah, so this one's all right. It just doesn't have any protection, but it also gets it's more flexible. This Vegeta, you can just play it, and then if you untap an energy with, for example, the new super combo, you can just start shotgunning all your extra cards now. So I think this one's probably going to be the best one consistently, but this one will have more flexibility in how it can be played and stuff. But this is a good one for Invoker. So if the archetype really takes off, this is going to be a good card for that. I think that's it. So if you want to relook at all the cards that can be invoked right now, so we have 4. So we have this card, we have this counterplay, which can just stop anything from being played, as long as it's 8 or less and doesn't have deflect. Death Beam, this just pops something during battle, which is great, and then this just lets you draw 2 for 1, I guess. And then we also have the red blue. Red 2-drop extra card, the combination attack. This is going to be fantastic in the archetype too, because you can just play it for 0 or for 1, and then it also untaps an energy when you play it. So this is a free blow up as well for anything that's 5 or less. So that's really good. And is that all the cards? I think so. I've been talking for quite a while. Yeah, so that's really it. So these are all the cards. I've been talking about so many cards this week. But I think there's some exciting things to talk about here. It's nice to see that they're better Invoker cards, and that I think this is a really cool finisher for the red-blue archetype. Oh, I totally almost forgot. It's a 6-drop Universe 7, so you can just you can EX evolve into Awaken Power. So if you're about that life and you want to do that, you can totally go into you play this card, it untaps 3 energy, and then you can go into Victory Strike. I still think Cutter Mastery is better because you get to tap your opponent's stuff and it's harder for counterplay, but this card's all right as well. So that's going to be it for me. Thank you so much for watching this super long video. Let me know what you think about these new cards, and I guess I'll catch you tomorrow because they're not going to stop releasing cards. So thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you all next time.